Taylor Sheridan's The Madison, from latest cast members to what it's all about. Yellowstone's prequel 1923 has wrapped up, leaving fans eager to see what else Taylor Sheridan, the actor and writer behind major titles like Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, Lioness and Landman, has planned. The 54-year-old star, recently honored with an induction into the Texas Business Hall of Fame, is now at the helm of a new Paramount Plus series, The Madison. In May 2023, Paramount greenlit the Yellowstone spin-off, with principal photography kicking off in 2024. Filming took place in Montana during autumn that year, with some scenes shot in Dallas in mid-November. The production then relocated to Fort Worth, Texas, in late November, continuing until the end of the year. Fort Worth Film Commissioner Taylor Hardy shared how 7th Street between Taylor and Lamar Streets was transformed into New York City for the shoot. So much goes into film production. Often crews of 800 to 1,200 people are on set helping with all those logistics, from street closures to costumes to hair and makeup, background extras, he told Fox 4 News. In August 2024, it was revealed that Michelle Pfeiffer would not only star in the series, but also serve as an executive producer. The 66-year-old American actress is set to portray Stacy Clivern. The cast of the upcoming series, The Madison, is shaping up with Patrick J. Adams as Russell Mantosh, Al Chapman as Paige McIntosh, and Matthew Fox taking on the role of Paul. Will Garrett steps in as Abigail Reese, joined by Amia Miller playing Bridget Reese, Ben Schnetzer as Van, and Kevin Zegers portraying Cade. Rebecca Spence will appear as Liliana Weeks, alongside Elena Pollack as Macy and Danielle Vasanova as Kestrel. The Madison delves into the lives of the McIntosh family, who relocate from New York City to the scenic Madison River Valley in central Montana, led by the family matriarch Stacy Clivern after her husband's passing. Matthew Fox's character, Paul, is a rugged and self-sufficient bachelor. Director Christina Alexandra-Voros shared insights with Variety about the show's connection to Yellowstone, stating, "We are in Montana, but it is seen through a completely different lens, so it feels like another facet of this cut stone that has been polished. There are parallels in the scope of landscape and a human being's place in that space, but it's coming at it from a completely different point of view." As for any potential crossover with the Duttons from Yellowstone, there has yet to be an announcement regarding their involvement in the Madison. In the spirit of Yellowstone, 1883, and Mayor of Kingstown, Taylor Sheridan strikes gold once again with his newest series, The Madison. A gritty, deeply layered drama that blends American heartland tension with high-stakes ambition and deeply buried secrets. Set in a small Wisconsin town with a criminal underbelly as cold and biting as the winter wind, The Madison is already being hailed as Sheridan's most emotionally complex and hauntingly grounded project yet. Setting the scene, welcome to Madison County. While the title may evoke the rustic romance of the bridges of Madison County, don't be fooled. The Madison takes place in a fictionalized version of Madison County, Wisconsin, where the quiet surface of dairy farms and maple groves conceals a community torn apart by a generation of betrayal, land feuds, and blood money. At the center of the story is the Madison Ranch, once a thriving dairy operation, now crumbling under the weight of legal troubles, unpaid debts, and whispers of illegal land acquisitions. It's a family saga, a crime drama, and a political thriller rolled into one. Exactly the kind of storytelling Sheridan excels at. Plot summary: a battle for land, legacy, and justice. The Madison follows the estranged Darnell siblings, who return to their childhood home after the sudden and suspicious death of their father, Rex Darnell, a man revered and reviled in equal measure. Each sibling has walked a different path in life. one a war veteran turned small-town sheriff, another a political strategist back from D.C., and the third a mysterious drifter with ties to organized crime. As they inherit the troubled ranch, they discover that the land sits atop an untapped lithium reserve, a resource that powerful figures will do anything to control. Corporations, criminals, and government players begin circling like vultures, while the siblings must decide whether to sell out, fight back, or destroy one another in the process. The latest cast members, a powerhouse ensemble. Sheridan is known for assembling stellar, often unexpected casts, and the Madison is no exception. The newest wave of casting announcements has fans buzzing with excitement and speculation. Josh Holloway lost Yellowstone as Dean Darnell. Back in Sheridan's creative orbit, Holloway plays Dean Darnell, the charismatic yet volatile eldest son and former Special Forces soldier. Haunted by PTSD and disillusioned with the law, he's now expected to enforce as sheriff. Dean walks a tightrope between protector and punisher. Think rip-wheeler with a badge and a short fuse. Jessica Chastain, Zero Dark 30, Scenes from a Marriage, as Evelyn Darnell. A major get for the series, Chastain plays the razor-sharp Evelyn Darnell, the middle sibling who left Madison to make her mark as a high-powered political fixer. Returning home feels like entering enemy territory, especially when her old enemies are now running for office. Chastain brings gravitas, edge, and complexity to the role, perfectly embodying Evelyn's calculated cool. Rudy Pankow, Outer Banks, as Cole Darnell. The youngest of the Darnell trio, Cole is the wild card. Raised by an outlaw biker gang after fleeing home at age 13, he returns with a criminal record, a neck tattoo, and an envelope full of family secrets. Sheridan reportedly retooled the role after Pankow's audition, expanding Cole's arc into one of the show's most emotionally layered threads. Frances Fisher, Titanic, Watchmen, as Marlene Fink. A longtime Madison local with deep ties to the Darnell family, Marlene Fink is a town councilwoman, part-time medium, and full-time manipulator. Fisher's portrayal mixes backwoods mysticism with small-town ruthlessness, making her a spiritual successor to Mo Bring's Plenty's wise but enigmatic presence in Yellowstone. Jonathan Majors, returning post-controversy as Victor Griggs. Victor is a former U.S. Marshal turned private contractor with a murky past and ties to a black ops agency that sees the Darnell land as a national security asset. Majors, once considered canceled, is taking on a redemption arc on and off the screen. Sheridan, never afraid to push boundaries, reportedly fought for his casting, citing the role's moral ambiguity as ideal for someone rebuilding. A Sheridan signature, grit meets poetry. What sets the Madison apart is Sheridan's signature style. Rugged masculinity clashing with emotional vulnerability, explosive action paired with quiet introspection, and morally gray characters who test our sympathies. But while Yellowstone leans into cowboy grit and Mayor of Kingstown takes us into urban decay, the Madison walks a colder, moodier path. Visually, it's a painter's palette of grays, icy blues, and pale winter light. The soundtrack leans on Bon Iver-esque melancholy and pulsing Appalachian blues. It's gothic Midwestern noir at its best. Themes and threads: family, fossil fuels, and faith. Thematically, the Madison explores legacy, corruption, and the human cost of progress. It examines how faith, religious, familial, or ideological, can either bind or blind us. The land itself becomes a character, steeped in both promise and pain, much like the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. Sheridan also digs into modern energy politics, a new twist in his frontier tales. The Darnell Lithium Reserve ignites debates about green energy, generational wealth, and the price of patriotism. Expect boardroom scenes with the intensity of battlefield strategy sessions and standoffs that end with either bloodshed or handshake deals. Behind-the-scenes buzz. Filming began in early 2025 in rural Wisconsin and parts of northern Michigan, with Sheridan directing the pilot and writing the first 3 episodes. Sources close to the production say he's already planning multiple seasons, spin-offs, and a past timeline prequel in the style of 1883. And yes, it wouldn't be a Sheridan universe without a cameo or two. Rumor has it that Cole Hauser, Rip Wheeler, will appear in a flashback involving Rex Darnell's land negotiations, and that Kelly Riley, Beth Dutton, may show up as a consultant for Evelyn. Sheridan loves an interconnected universe, and the Madison might just be the next linchpin in his expanding American epic. Verdict: prepare for the next obsession. With its deeply flawed characters, suspenseful storytelling, and biting commentary on American values, The Madison is shaping up to be must-watch television. For fans of Taylor Sheridan, it's a new frontier worth exploring, cold, cruel, and compelling. So bundle up, pour a glass of bourbon, and get ready for another brutal ride through the American soul. The Madison is coming.